Because he said that till 1 o'clock there was nothing, they were there. Every agency has done its work. You are putting all the blame on the center. We have not got any special intelligence. We have not got any special intelligence input, and you put the blame on everybody.
No, but why are you batting? Why are you batting for Nitish Kumar? Are you going to have an alliance with him? Are you on the verge of an alliance with him? Is politics more important to you?
Are we going for a blame game today?
The first blast took place at 9:30.
There is no politics in this.
I'm going by facts. People have died.
There should not be.
I'm going by facts that people have died. Ravi Shankar Prasad is responding to you. His hand has gone up 3 times. Ami Yagnik, 1 second. I lost the link. I got it back. Ravi Shankar Prasad is back. Consider this. The first blast happened at 9:30 p.m. The first blast at the rally took place at 11:40 p.m. The first blast happened at the railway station at 9:40 p.m. You had 2 hours to immediately sweep the venue. The Bihar government had 2 hours to sweep the venue and check if the first blast was a sign of things to come. There were no countermeasures despite that. These are things on the record. You're batting for Nitish Kumar. You should get your facts right, Ami Yagnik, first. First, I'm getting Ravi Shankar Prasad to respond to you, please. Ravi Shankar Prasad, I think there's a bit of suggestiveness right now.
Or no, if the very eminent Congress representative does not understand my simple English, I cannot at all help.
Which is what?
What I said. I was there till 1 o'clock in the night, and the bomb squad did not come to sensitize the entire Gandhi Maidan, as agreed 2 days ago. In the morning also it did not happen. And by 9 o'clock, nearly 3 to 4 lakh people have completely jammed the entire Gandhi Maidan. You all know that. You have been showing that live. Or no, what I'm trying to highlight is this, that when 1 day before the President of India was there, when this rally was fixed 8 months ago, highly talked about rally in the entire country, when the Bihar BJP through its president has requested for adequate security cover, when there was intelligence briefing on 23rd of October, yet if no action has been taken, it speaks a lot. And yes, we maintained a calm, regardless of what she says.
Yeah.
Does she mean that we ought to have created panic, led to stampede, and 1,000 people getting killed when 5-6 lakh... No, please, then you did not understand me. Then try to understand my English. I speak very direct. And please have patience. Don't interrupt me.
I will try to do that.
No, we are very proud of that we try to ensure... Ma'am, please keep quiet. I'm speaking. Therefore, Arnav, we tried to ensure that we must be very calm. Other things Mr. Jaitley has explained today as to how there was no evacuation plan also. But if we ensured calm, and I'm very proud of the people of Bihar and Patna who came in so large number in the Gandhi Maidan, that they maintained calm even if bomb took place. They did not panic. There was no stampede. Let's compliment their calmness and the sense of courage that no mayhem took place, only 5 people died. That is also regrettable because of criminal negligence of the Bihar government.
Now, we have a picture.
Only one thing more.
Okay.
You remember even the Bodh Gaya blast has taken place. Even the Bodh Gaya blast has taken place where Indian Mujahideen has been involved. And Yasin Bhatkal has stayed in Darbhanga and Madhubani for 1 year earlier, recruiting a lot of Mujahideen activists there. All things are well known.
The exact picture we are now looking at the moment on the screen. I'll put out the footage of when the blast happened at Gandhi Maidan. Look at that footage carefully, and I have something to share with all the viewers. There will be the footage on your screen. There will be 2 red boxes on 2 sides which capture that particular moment. Let's pull it out. There's one thing I want to say as we wait for that footage to come in. The Bihar police had earlier claimed 5,000 policemen and women for security and smooth movement of people to Gandhi Maidan. There was no bomb disposal squad at the rally venue or at Patna station. There were hardly any metal detectors. The area was not sanitized or checked carefully. One of the blasts happened, Ajit Doval, if I'm not mistaken, just 150 feet from the stage.
That's right, exactly.
150 feet from the stage. So 1 minute. The question is, the explosives came in. So if it had not been a low intensity blast, but God forbid, if it had been a high intensity blast, 150 meters from the stage, and that's the picture there, what would have happened?
Well, is the question to me?
Yes, the question is to you, Ajit Doval. You've handled these situations.
No, okay. I think that the objective of this entire operation was not to create high number of casualties, but to achieve a panic reaction. You know, see the timing of it. The moment Narendra Modi's plane lands at around say 11:45, the first blast starts at 12:05. Then it is 12:10. Then 12:15. Then there's a gap of 10 minutes, probably the diffused bomb which could not come. And it continues till that during that time when he's traveling from the airport to the venue. And after that, there is no justice. What they wanted to create was a panic reaction. And in that panic reaction, they wanted firstly the leaders to get frightened, not to come to the venue as they will be advised by their security advisors. I think it's only a leader like Narendra Modi and the BJP leaders who said that whatever the provocation might be, whatever the danger, they will risk and go. But more important that it was the resolve of the people that they did not panic. Now, what they were trying to achieve would not have been achieved in case they would have gone for a major, massive thing. But had that happened, this security arrangement was totally inadequate to protect Patna. Actually, the Patna would have been in flames, and there would have been so many deaths due to stampede. There would have so much of anarchy and this thing, and probably people would have gone.
But how were people taking that risk?
Into a violent mood.
Now, how were people taking that risk? That is no. How was the government allowing that risk factor to be taken?
Wasn't the government aware that if 6 to 7 lakh people are assembling, if there is, even in ordinary circumstances, they should have totally sanitized the area.
But they did not.
Access control,
But they did not. They did.
I was told by a Bihar policeman.
They did not.
And what was too big, we could not manage.
No, they did not.
Even in Kumbh Mela,
Mr.
I have seen the UP police how it had managed the physical access system and the control, the physical control. And ensuring that there were intelligence alerts, series of them,
you see,
that nothing objectionable was smuggled into the area.
Now
so I think it is totally indefensible, shows the lack of political will, professional expertise, and probably it has got a political dimension. Let there be a chaos, let there be anarchy, so be it.
You see, the problem is, and by the way, on Newsar, I have a question. I want to put up those pictures again. Just a 30-second distraction from our ongoing debate. The next question is to Asaduddin Owaisi tonight. And he has a lot to answer for the positions taken by him and his ambiguous position vis-a-vis other people. On the news, I have a question tonight. I'm putting up pictures of what Sushil Kumar Shinde was doing yesterday between 6:55 and 7:40 p.m. He was at a filmy function. And there he was with Kangana Ranaut. He was celebrating. He was at a Bollywood party. He was talking about movies, music, and everything else, but doing his job. Now, my question goes out to you. Do you think we need a home minister like that? What should Mr. Shinde do? Can he get away? This is not a time to be at an event where there's some steamy Bollywood numbers being counted. In fact, a lot of our viewers say this is an insult to the very job of Union Home Minister. Mr. Shinde ought to reply a little bit more than those standard prepared photocopied replies that he's getting away with. Now, I'm going to go back to the debate. Those questions, I'm sorry, will start after 7 minutes. The question to Asaduddin Owaisi is this. Mr. Asaduddin Owaisi, you see, the problem is that people like you and politicians, I mean, please don't mind the generalization here. You know, you hide behind lexicon, semantics, politics, etc., etc. You want to deny the reality. And I'm asking you this question in the context of Bihar, where this Darbhanga module has been spoken about widely in intelligence circles. But Nitish Kumar last year criticized central agencies for associating the module with the state and the region. First, the news about arrests of the members of the Darbhanga module, followed by the Bodh Gaya blast. And now this. Does this not, these repeated instances, highlight the failure of the Bihar government because of their political interests, worries, political compulsions or strategies to taking on terrorism? Mr. Owaisi.
Could you please give me 30 seconds to rebut Mr. Ajit Duwal?
Okay, first the rebut. I hope you won't go. Let the question go unanswered after that. Go ahead.
Mr.
Duwal, this is to you.
Number one point, Mr. Ajit Duwal has talked about the various incidents. He has named the accused who have been arrested. I'm sure Mr. Ajit Duwal, having been a very famous DIB, he must also tell the viewers that all those incidents which he had mentioned, who was in power with JDU? Wasn't BJP in power with
straight
with JDU,
political
Nitish
answer.
Kumar
Yeah, go ahead.
Time, Mr. Ajit Duwal. No, please, Arnab Goswami, you was not. No, let me complete.
Let him complete.
No, let me complete. Secondly, the reason I'm forced to point this out is because he talked about political will. Second point, Mr. Ajit Doval, have you forgotten Abhinav Bharat? When you were DIB, what was Colonel Purohit doing? Why were you sleeping when those people were scheming and practicing violence? You slept on it. Third point, now coming back to the question which you had posed me, that I hide behind lexicon and words. No, I don't hide behind lexicon and words. I will definitely say what I have to say. I cannot say what Arnab Goswami wants, or some RSS or a person who's aspiring to become a national security advisor and BJP comes. I will never answer them. I will answer what is the truth. The truth is that I'll give you a very specific example of Himayat Beg of Pune blast. He was arrested for IM. Now evidence has come out that Himayat Beg was not there. Let me point out to you Khaja Yunus case. Again, alleged IM operative. 20 lakh ex gratia was given. I'll give you a third example of IM, Mumbai train blast. Now it has been proven someone else has done it. Aurangabad Hall case, Makkah Masjid case. How many cases do you want me to point it out to you? I am saying you arrest the people who are involved. But for God's sake, don't target a particular community just because they happen to be Muslim.
1 second. You are the person. You are the person who is trying to make this about a community. I said twice on the program so far. You have linked it to a community. Nobody else has. I wonder why. I really wonder why, Mr. Asaduddin Owaisi, you're taking that tack. I think it is condemnable of you, directly or indirectly, to try and associate the Indian Mujahideen with a community. I think you should take that back tonight.
Mr. Arnab Goswami,
I think you should take that back tonight. You should limit this to a discussion on terror.
Against the Muslim community. I have the guts to say it on the record you as an anchor are biased and prejudiced. Because you are blowing hot air over there. You want to direct investigation.
Tonight, Mr. Asaduddin Owaisi, Mr. Asaduddin Owaisi, please remember this.
I'm sorry, you are
remember
being biased and prejudiced.
People have died.
Direct investigation.
People have died.
Comfort of your air conditioned
People
room.
have died.
You come
Forget
to my constituency from yesterday. From yesterday, Muslim localities are being targeted. It has been converted to police chownies. What more do you want?
Mr. Asaduddin Owaisi, you know what?
You have to take the community.
You know what? I will now show you something. I will show you something here.
Confines of your
Mr. Owaisi,
and give a sermon about
Mr. Owaisi,
no, Mr. Arnab Goswami.
Mr. Owaisi, calm down, Mr. Owaisi. When faced with facts, now please.
I am completely
faced
calm.
with facts.
I am telling you the right answer which you don't want to hear.
You are not being calm now. I know you when you are calm, and I know right now you are not calm.
I am giving you the answer.
No, you are not calm.
I will never reply to what you want.
You have understood my question when I said people like you hide behind the lexicon. You've been provoked by that.
I am what I am. I am what I am, and I have arrived. I will not speak what you want me to
and in
speak.
my hand, Mr. Owaisi, and I too will not say. I too will not say what will be convenient to you.
No, I will not succumb to your leading question.
And neither will I. Neither will I, Mr. Owaisi. Mr. Owaisi.
I will not answer
Mr. Owaisi.
the way you want.
Arnab, can I come in here?
Mr. Owaisi, yes, Ravi Shankar Prasad. But before that, I want to say one thing to Mr. Owaisi. I will not succumb to your rhetoric. If I succumb to it, I will only succumb to it with fact. And I will send you tomorrow a photocopy of this page which I have in my hand, dated the October 1st Intelligence Bureau alert, which goes out, including to the Commissioner of Police, Hyderabad, which talks about Indian Mujahideen terrorists. It's in my hand tonight. I challenge you, Mr. Owaisi, live on live television, that you realize that there is a clear and imminent danger.
You don't need to challenge.
There is a clear and imminent danger.
Here you ask me the questions.
The clear and imminent danger tonight.
Mr. Arnab Goswami.
Mr. Owaisi.
Let us have an intellectual debate.
Mr. Owaisi, I am requesting you again.
Please ask me a question. I am here to answer each and every question.
Ravi Shankar, this by the way says Indian Mujahideen leaders operating out of Karachi are likely to launch trained cadre into India for carrying out attacks. And this detail goes out to the Commissioner of Police, Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Hyderabad. The date is October 1st. I'm putting the document out. I'm just showing it here and I'm putting it back just so that Mr. Owaisi knows this is a real document. And Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad is responding few minutes into the debate to Mr. Owaisi. Yes, sir.
But I don't wish to reply to Mr. Owaisi. He may have his personal or political considerations. Good luck to him. But for me, the terrorism threat on India from Indian Mujahideen is sponsored from across the border is too real to go into lexicon or semantics. What do you mean, Arnab Goswami and the gentleman on your panel? Is it a case that Muslims don't die in terrorist attack? Muslims are not killed in Jammu and Kashmir and other parts of India? Is it a case that Muslims don't want tough security measures? They are equally proud Indians. Nobody is sitting here to say that false implication should be there. But is it not a fact that the gentleman who was arrested from the toilet was Indian Mujahideen operative, from whose possession telephone numbers were given, from which the Ranchi linkage was unearthed, and people were arrested?